seem to stop time. You make me feel like I'm walking on cloud number 9. You make the raindrops.
Hey, welcome to In My Shoes, and I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and we've got a very, very wonderful, inspirational story for you guys today. I think it's really important that we all take our bodies and health seriously, and we got a really encouraging story to share with you.
Yeah, talking about keeping our health and stuff. I love that food we had today.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yes. I love the bear claw. It might not be too healthy, but it was good.
But it was yummy.
It
So
was
I only
good.
ate a little bit of it. So that means it's only half the calories, right?
Right.
It's like chocolate.
The squilling burger.
And I had a turkey sub and broccoli cheddar soup, and I'm getting hungry.
Are y'all getting hungry just us talking about this? That is actually from kind of a cue from who our guest is.
Yeah, well, he is the owner of the Little Black Bear Cafe, kind of on the corner of Teaster and Veterans there. If you haven't been there to eat for breakfast or for lunch, you have got to try it. I'm serious. We've been there like several times already, and they catered our show today, which is fantastic. But anyway, let's welcome to the show Mr. Lynn Sherrod.
Yay! Welcome, Lynn.
Welcome back. You've been with us before.
Yes. Thank you for having me back. It's my pleasure.
So one reason we really wanted you to come back, on the last show you talked about your restaurant and what inspired you to open the restaurant, but you also talked about the story that inspired you to open it was a health issue. And I really wanted to talk about that because to make people aware of how important it is to be aware of your health and what the doctors tell you, because that saved your life.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about what happened.
And again, it is very important, and I think awareness is a major part of this issue. And it's kind of one of those things where we're having a great time at the cafe. We're doing little videos. If you haven't seen them, check us out, and they're really fun. But get on the serious note of things. I like to call this kind of like the silent killer. A lot of men don't understand or even know anything about it until it's kind of too late. So what we're talking about, of course, the C word. And of course, when you say the C word, everybody just kind of freaks out. And it's like it's forbidden, oh my God. But specifically, we're talking prostate cancer. It is something that I can talk through from experience. I'm not a professional, I'm not a medical, but I can tell you my story and I can tell you how I did it in my shoes. So that's kind of what I like to do.
That's what it's about. And that's another reason, like she said, we wanted to have you come back to the show because it's really a lot of guys out there, as I understand, it gets really kind of like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. It'd be okay, be all right, And us women,
never happen to me.
Us women's like, oh, take me to the doctor. I've got to be checked out because I'm
Exactly. I got to tell you, I figured out that's why God put wives in our lives, because they add 20 years of life on us just to be together. Because men, and I'm speaking for myself and probably most men, we're not going to the doctor unless we fall out and you take us there, we're unconscious. So that's one of those things that just being aware, getting your checkups, and prostate cancer is kind of tricky in two ways: that you don't know it a lot of times, and the symptoms are so small that you don't even pay attention to it. So it's one of the things, there's only two ways, with all the technology that we have today, there's really only two ways that you can detect prostate cancer. One, of course, is going to be a prostate exam, which when men hear, they go, yeah, no, that's exit only. We're not playing that game. So, we stay away from that. But seriously, the second way is going to be a PSA test. And those are things, it's a simple blood test. It's prostate specific antigen. And it's a blood test that you can get from your doctor, and they can look at the numbers. And again, it's one of those things that you really want to do, and there's no real cutoff age for that. I mean, you can do it in your 20s, you can do it in your 50s, you can do it in your 40s. They used to do it when you reach 50, they'd say, get a prostate, get a PSA. But now it's gone down to your 20s, and it's really become real prevalent because it's a silent killer. I mean, it truly is. So, you're looking at a blood test that, again, numbers have changed, because 10 years ago, from 0 to 4, you were good. No problems. Don't worry about it. You got a 3.0, you're good. Now they've went from 4.0 to 2.5. So you're talking almost half of that is now is when you're going to have that conversation. So a lot of it does benefit about your age, your health, and your history. And those things are going to calculate whether we're going to have the conversation of prostate cancer or not.
Now, how did you know you had it or find out?
Well, again, my wife, newly married, and I want to say this, the last time I was here, we talked about that. And I mentioned, 3 years ago, we got married. Well, she saw the video, and she goes, we've been married almost 5 years now. So excuse me. Honey,
I'm sorry.
My bad.
5 years.
My bad. So, again, we're going to go back to that.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Click that.
But, again, it was her that said, let's go, let's get some stuff. And it wasn't that I was really sick or had any issues, but I did have one of the symptoms, and that was going to the bathroom. And I'm saying just all the time, up in the middle of the night, going to the bathroom all day. And she was like, okay, let's go see what's going on. Went to the doctor, did a blood test, and it was really weird because the doctor, which I love him to death, we went to school together, actually. He's a doctor. I'm not. Okay, I'm good with that. So he goes, yeah, you look good. You're healthy. You got all your numbers look good. He said, but your PSA numbers are a little bit elevated. He says, now, doesn't mean anything, but they're a little elevated. So I'd like to get you to a urologist and kind of let him look at you. I'm going to send him your numbers. And he says, but it's nothing to worry about. He says, I see this all the time. Doesn't mean anything, but I still want to get this early. So,
good doctor.
Of course, yeah, very good. So again, he sends me to the urologist, and he kind of says, okay, here's what we can do. We can do the prostate exam, or we can do the PSA. And I was like, okay, yeah, again, this is exit. We're not doing that. So he took the numbers, and he says, okay, well, looking at the numbers, I really need to do a prostate exam, And so I said, okay, well, got to go. We got to do what we got to do. And I went through with that. And so he ended up doing a biopsy, which is actually taking parts of your prostate and then examining them and checking them out from an internal view. Of course, I did that, went home, 2 or 3 days went by, no big deal, but I'm kind of like going, yeah, nothing's wrong, I'm good, I feel great, no problem. I get a phone call, and it was my urologist, and he goes, okay, do you have time to talk? And I'm going, yeah. He goes, okay. He says, well, we got your samples back. We got your results back. He said, normally I would have taken 6 samples because that's the norm. He said, but what we did, we took 12 because we wanted to just cancel out all things and make sure everything was good. He says, but I want to tell you, you were positive. Literally my heart sunk, and I go, wait a minute. I'm on the phone. I'm home alone. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're positive, and all 12 samples were positive.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it. I checked out. I literally checked out at that moment because I was like, okay, what did I do? God, I know I haven't been the greatest person, but really, this is what you're going to do? And I started going through all of those things and looking back and what I haven't done and what I need to do and what I would like to do. Just from that, mine mentally was just tearing me apart.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So because I had checked out, this was the really weird thing. Because I had really checked out and wasn't focused, I was like, okay, what do we do? He goes, well, I'd like to bring you into the office, and we'll sit down and kind of discuss some procedures to see what would work best for you. Okay, fine. Hung up the phone. Me pick up my phone, and I text my wife. Key, honey, doctor just called. He says I has prostate cancer. Yeah, note to guys, don't ever do that.
No,
don't
Can't
text
believe
that
you
kind
last
of
5
information.
years.
yeah. Do never text that kind
Pick
of
up the-
information.
yeah.
But I should have called. So she comes back, go, what? And that was it. So she comes home immediately, and she's like, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. So I give her the story, and she's like, okay, so let's make an appointment. Because I hadn't even at that, I'm thinking, I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
Wow.
So she goes, no, we're going back. So we go back in, and he sits down and he gives us all the information. He said, there's a couple different things that we can do. He said, you're at stage 4. He said, so we really want to do this pretty quickly. We don't have a lot of time. And I said, well, shoot straight with me, Doc. When you say not a lot of time, what are you talking here? 10 years? Because I know it's a slow growing deal. He goes, I'd be honest with you. He goes, you got 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah. And I go, excuse me? He goes, yeah, if you do nothing at all, you got about 5 years. and this is the thing that was an awareness for me because I had no idea. He said, and let me explain to you why. And this is when he broke it down to me. He said, because you're an Afro-American, he said, it grows faster in your genes and we don't know why.
Oh, wow.
He said, but if you were a Caucasian man, I would say, we don't have to worry about this. You'll die from something else before you die from prostate cancer. So that was really an awareness for me that goes, but they couldn't explain this, and they haven't figured out why, but in Afro-American, it grows faster.
Wow.
So we decided to do, we set ourselves up and we went with it. There's a couple different options that you can do. And the thing is, for me, I had to look at it as two different ways. Do I want treatment or do I want cure? So those are the things that I'm looking, and I was young, for that, and I'm thinking, I want a cure. And I asked him, I was like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at treatment or are we looking at a cure? And he says, well, it depends on where you are and what you want to do. It's like, I want to be cured.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Hello, I want to be cured. So,
What a question.
Yeah. And he gave me my options. He said, this is the two things that we can do. This is going to be long term. This will be short term. We can get you back up on your feet. And believe it or not, guys, you may think that that's like life is over. It's really not. Prostate cancer is curable and it's treatable. So that's the myth out there is the C word, you're done.
Well, you're an example of that. You're a survivor.
Exactly. I got to
Right.
tell you,
And it's totally gone now, right?
Exactly. I have 0 PSA right now, and that's great. I still get my PSA checked. I still get my blood work, even though my primary says, you know what, you've gone way past the window. You should be good. And I go, no, let's just keep doing it.
Wow.
Well, I
It's
know
not a
that
big
there's
deal.
someone watching right now
Yeah.
that needed to hear
So,
this.
yeah, and I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if you're afraid, if you're thinking about anything, if you have any issues, it's a blood test. I mean,
Thank you
get
so
it
much
early.
for being back on our show and telling everybody this. Yes, there's plenty of places out there to get blood tests.
Yes.
We had a person on here not too long ago, Ashley, where she works at a clinic here in the Severe area.
Mountain Hope.
Mountain Hope. Go there. If you don't have your own doctor, if you don't have insurance, go there. Go somewhere. Get checked, guys. Because we need you just as much as anything else.
Exactly.
Thank you for watching In My Shoes, and I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and don't forget to climb that mountain and find that sunshine behind the clouds.
Bye.
Oh, hey! I was just getting caught up on the latest trends and news of the world. Did you know 80% of content that you watch is online or on your mobile device? Did you know a great new channel that's out right now is called Mountain Fun Life? And you can watch it right on your mobile device, or coming soon to Roku. Make sure to check out Mountain Fun Life on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website, mountainfunlife.com. Hello, did you know that most of the stuff shot on Mountain Fun Life is shot right here in this very studio? And maybe you've wanted your own show before. I mean, how cool would it be to be in a studio like this one with your very own show? Just go to mountainfunlife.com for more information, and you can submit to have your own show, and you can be right here.
You make the sun shine. You seem to